Was Season 2 of The Mandalorian better than Season 1? What is the big announcement that I will be making on this episode? And for the love of God, when will the PS5 be back in stock? Well, I talk about all that and more on this episode of the Toddcast. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Toddcast. As always, I'm your host, Todd McManus. And first off, I did want to say that my thoughts, prayers, and condolences go out to Congressman-elect Lute Lutlow's family. If you do not know, Lute Lutlow was the man who was going to be elected as the congressman in the district that I live in. He was going to take the spot that Dr. Ralph Abraham was resigning from in Congress. And he passed away this past week, and so my thoughts, prayers, and condolences go out to the Lutlow family and everyone who was affected by that. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get on into some news here and hopefully talk about some good stuff, because if you've watched the news and listened to some politics lately, not much good stuff has been going on. I mean, we're only like a week into 2021, and everything's already hit the fan, you know. So, but hopefully there's some good stuff out there, and I think I have found it. Excuse me, in the entertainment world, of course. First off, I did want to say is, of course, like I said in the beginning, the PS5. A lot of you have already known that I am very aggravated about this. That I don't know what it is, but Sony, the company who makes the PlayStation and all that, apparently they don't know how to make enough, because they're still out of stock everywhere. And I think the same goes for the new Xboxes as well, but I just don't follow Xbox. I never owned an Xbox, never bought one. I mean, if I had like a lot of money, I definitely would buy one, because why not? Or if I was like a YouTuber / streamer type person, you know, I might would get one to like make videos of all that kind of stuff, you know, what they do. But other than that, just for wanting one, I'd rather have the PS5, but they're just out of stock. And it's like, I don't know what it is, because they say it's all these bots are buying them and then reselling them on eBay and stuff for double the price. So it's, instead of $500, you got to pay $1,000 now. And there's a chance that you might or might not get it. So I have not bought one from a scalper just yet. I'm still waiting for them to get in stock. Apparently, from what I read, is that they'll be back in stock like triple the amount that they originally had at the beginning, of like over 60 million units are going to be in stock within the next week or two, hopefully. And then hopefully I can get one and get it at least by February, Valentine's Day, something like that. Valentine's Day gift for myself as a PS5. That'd be pretty nice. Gotta say, that'd be pretty nice. I would like that. But I'm just waiting, you know, because it's out of stock, and hopefully they'll be in stock soon. For all of you out there that have one, you know, get lost. But whatever, you know. But I'm just trying to get one. I'm just kind of mad a little bit, because it's like people are trying to buy them and resell them, and they're like, I bought 5 and kept 1 and sold 4 for double the price. And I'm like, why? Give us a chance, other people who actually want one, instead of all of you trying to just buy one to sell it for double or triple the price, and knowing that people will buy it, that you can get thousands of dollars from you just buying a PS5 and reselling it, you know. I don't think that's right, because I have said this, I think I said it last week, that scalpers have made millions of dollars from both reselling the PS5 and the Xbox Series consoles. So hopefully they get back in stock. I'm excited to actually get one whenever I do, and you know well that I will let all of you know when I get one, because it's going to be, I'm very excited. It's probably buggy because, you know, it's new, and with all new things in the technological world, they're all buggy and glitchy at first, but then they're made well after a few months, hopefully. So hopefully I get one in the next month or two, and I will, that's really it. I just hope that I can get one. So in the entertainment world, let's talk about DC. I'm not talking about what happened in Washington, D.C. I'm talking about D.C. as in D.C. Universe and D.C. Comics and D.C. movies like Batman, Superman, and all that, Because so let's see here. Wonder Woman 1984 was released on Christmas Day. I have not watched it yet. I have the time, but it's like, I get so, sucked into YouTube when I start watching it, and it's just like, I don't go down like a rabbit hole. It's just like that YouTube just reaches out with its arm out of the TV and just grabs my eyes and just makes me watch YouTube. And then before you know, it's like I start watching at like 3 or 4 p.m. and then next thing you know, it's like 11 o'clock at night. And I'm like, did I just watch 5 to 6 hours of YouTube? And then YouTube is like, you want to watch some more? So I'm like, I got the time, which HBO Max, I like them, but my internet's not the best. So it's like they always give me those 3 loading dots at the bottom of the screen, which I have a deep hatred for, because it's them 3 dots come up like every 5 seconds, and they last for like 2 seconds, and that makes like a hour and a half long movie like 3 hours almost, because you're having to sit there and then watch a little bit, and then we gotta wait again. So that's really about Wonder. I haven't seen it though, the Wonder Woman sequel, Wonder Woman 1984. I have not watched it. I will watch it before it gets off HBO Max. And it goes off HBO Max on January 24th will be the last day. I think it leaves like that night at like 11:59 p.m. or something like that. And I will watch, because it's only on there from a month from Christmas. So until January 25th, sometime that day or maybe the midnight before, it'll be taken off HBO Max. So within the probably next week, I feel like I'll watch it. And I'll let y'all know if it's good or not, or if it's better than the last one, which was the first Wonder Woman. But yeah, that's the big movie that came out this past month, because of COVID still going on and everything like that. HBO Max, they have countered what Marvel and Disney said when Disney released all that stuff about Marvel shows and movies and the Star Wars movies and shows, about all of that, and people were excited, and it's like, whoa, they're finally doing this. They're finally making a Fantastic Four movie and all this kind of stuff. Well, HBO Max is actually going to make their own stuff for DC, and they said in the next coming year, or every year, they release 4 big budget films theatrically. So 4 DC films will come out every year, and then 2 films will come out on HBO Max every year. So that's a total of 6 movies made by DC, 4 in theaters and 2 going directly to HBO Max. And I like that. They said starting in 2022, so starting next year, they're going to start doing that. Hopefully, all the COVID vaccines, they make a bunch of them, and we can all get vaccinated, and we'll all be good, and COVID will be no longer around, like the perfect scenario type deal. And we'll be able to see them in theaters. We'll be able to watch them on our streaming services, whether it be Disney Plus or HBO Max. So it'll be very interesting. It was also somewhat announced that it's not confirmed, but it's heavily rumored that the new Batman movie with Robert Pattinson playing Batman, called The Batman, is most likely going to be rated R. And in my opinion, I would love that. I think it'd be very well. I think I have talked about that before, but I will push it again, that I think that movie would be amazing if it was R-rated. And that's really it for DC, honestly, I think, because of not much has happened so far because of COVID pushing everything back, of course, of filming and all that kind of stuff and production. So we're just really waiting. I think starting this year in 2021, probably around May to June, when COVID dies down and we'll all be trying to get back into somewhat normal life, I think it'll begin like a new era, in my opinion, because COVID, of course, started November 2019, and then if it goes all the way into like April, May of this year, of now 2021, it changed so much. I think not only just in the entertainment business, but worldwide with anything. I think it's like a big reset, kind of like, let's step back and look at our lives and look at what's going on in the world and be like, okay, we need to do this, we need to do this, we need to do this, because you never know when there could be another pandemic that's not COVID, but something different or far worse than what this is. So that's why I think the COVID pandemic has really been, to me, in my eyes, honestly, somewhat of a reset. Like, that's why I say that 2020 was the big epic season finale that nobody expected and a lot of people didn't want. But 2021 needs to be that season, the next season premiere of introducing a bunch of different characters into the world and doing this and doing that and all that kind of stuff, like, and with all the new movies and shows and pushing everything back, therefore double the amount of stuff's going to come out next year or this year too. And it's just like, that's just my opinion, It's like, I think this has been a reset for us to step back and look and be like, okay, we need to figure out what's wrong. We need to do the right thing, because we never know when it'll all go away. So that's all my opinion. So there you go. On the other side of things from DC, we're going to Disney's side with Marvel. Next week is a big day. January 15th, which is next Friday, WandaVision premieres on Disney+. That is right after Season 2 of The Mandalorian has just ended a couple weeks ago. And now WandaVision will start and take its place at its Friday time. I don't know what time. I think it comes out like 1 or 2 in the morning. I'm not real sure. For me, anyway. And it will be new Marvel show. It's in the MCU. I'm very excited for it. I will be watching it. It is 9 episodes for 8 weeks. Now, the way that works is that apparently the first week, next Friday, we'll have 2 episodes. So it'll be a 2-episode premiere for WandaVision. And I think each episode's, I'm going to say, almost an hour long. Probably like The Mandalorian, where it just varies. It's anywhere between 30 minutes and an hour long, probably. So that's what I think. I think it'll be amazing. It's going to be a very good show. Like I said, it's going to last for 8 weeks. So it's going to end on the first week of March. Then they're going to skip a week. And then the next week after the skipped week will be the Falcon and Winter Soldier. And then I think they'll do the same thing with that. With skip a week after that. And then Loki. And then skip a week. And then the What If show will be this summer. And then after that, it'll be either Hawkeye and Miss Marvel. And then after that will be the other one. So it's like it's either Hawkeye and Miss Marvel or Miss Marvel and Hawkeye. So Marvel shows are really just going to dominate Disney Plus this whole year, really, in my opinion, because that's just going to be the new thing. Disney Plus said they're going to release a lot of movies and shows on their streaming app throughout the next few years because they believe streaming is the future, and I kind of do too. But it will be interesting to see. I'm very excited to see WandaVision. I might actually give it a review. It was also rumored that the Loki show will have a season 2 maybe next year. Wink, wink, maybe not. I don't know. But we'll just have to wait and see for that because it'll be very exciting to see all those shows this year. And then the end of this year will actually, when they end either Miss Marvel or Hawkeye, whichever one's last after this chain link of Marvel shows. Star Wars will start up, and I do think they should not wait to end one show and start another. I honestly think they should start maybe doing both in 1 week, as in maybe an MCU show comes out on Tuesday and then an episode of a Star Wars show like The Mandalorian comes out on Friday, or vice versa, or whatever days they want to pick. Or they can do the same day. I'll watch them back to back. I'll watch WandaVision and then Mandalorian, like I said, back to back on one day. I would do that. But it's whatever they do. It's Disney, so they can do whatever. Before you know it, in the next few years, we'll probably have an episode of something new every day for every day for like a month. It's just, all right, I got to wake up and watch this on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every day. And it's like, all right, now the next episode for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then go down the line. So it's going to be very interesting to see, and I'm very excited to see what's going to happen. Honestly, out of all the shows that's Marvel putting out this year, I think What If and Loki are probably my two highly anticipated shows that I'm excited for. Of course, I'm excited for all of them, but it's like WandaVision is going to be a little weird. Falcon and Winter Soldier, we kind of know what that's going to be about. But to me, Loki and What If, I couldn't pick between those two. But I'm really excited for all of them. So hopefully you have Disney Plus out there and you'll watch all of these Marvel shows and Star Wars shows. So now, like I said 2 weeks ago, and I might have said this last week too, I will be giving my official review for Season 2 of The Mandalorian right here on this episode of the Toddcast, because I think I reviewed Season 1 last year. I'm not real sure. I don't remember. But I will give... This review is going to include spoilers. So if you have not seen or watched either Season 1 or Season 2 of The Mandalorian, you need to stop listening right now and go finish and watch all of Season 1 and 2. If you don't care and you've never seen it, you can still listen if you want. You probably won't understand any of it. Or if you just want to listen and you haven't finished, I don't care. You can listen if you want. I'm just giving this, because this is a spoiler warning right now, that don't spoil the show for yourself. It's an amazing season, but I will be giving spoilers. You'll hear a sound here in about a minute. You'll hear this little sound, and that means the Season 2 review has officially started, and then you'll hear that sound again once it ended. So what you could do is skip all the way through, skip like 25 minutes maybe. Maybe that long. I'm not real sure if I'll talk that long about it. Probably about 20 minutes. Skip all the way through, and then the next after the Season 2 review will be the Q&A that I do. So you can skip all of that, and then the drink review, of course. But as of right now, the Season 2 review of The Mandalorian will start right now. All right. Season 2 of The Mandalorian. I can't believe it. Man, what a show. I can't believe Mace Windu returned. That's not real. that didn't happen. For all of you that watched Season 2, you're probably like, what? I didn't see that. No, that didn't happen. I just wanted to throw that in there. Throw a fast one in there for you. But for real, though, I honestly think Season 2 is better than Season 1. Of course, you couldn't have Season 2 without Season 1. They all connect very well. Story and characters and all this stuff. I honestly do think, other than it just being a Star Wars show, because I love Star Wars, The Mandalorian is just a good show. Like, straight up, just amazing show. Because it represents Star Wars so well. And Din Djarin, who is the Mandalorian, of course, is such a great character. Amazing shooter. He shoots, like, stormtroopers, they miss every shot they make. But Mandalorian is like the complete opposite. He makes every shot he takes. So, like I said, Season 2 is way better than Season 1. Not a whole lot better, but, Season 1, it introduced new characters, But season 2 brought back more older characters that we know. That's why I kind of like it, because it dives deeper into the story. And season 2, the end of it, left so much that it could go from. It's like, could it go to here? Could it go to there? You know, it's like, what path will season 3 go for? And like I said, I think that I just said that season 3 will, of course, it was announced that season 3 will happen at the end of this year towards the beginning of next year in 2022. So I don't know what's going to happen, because it's season 2 just ended. So that's all we know so far, is that it was confirmed. There was a statistic that I'll say real quick, is that The Mandalorian was the most pirated show in the year 2020. And if you don't know what that means that people downloaded it illegally, and it was the most illegally downloaded show in the whole year of 2020, which makes complete sense, because Game of Thrones was the most illegally downloaded show before, and now The Mandalorian takes the cake with all of that. So I think that Mandalorian would make a killer video game. I'll say that. I've read that a lot of places too. And it would be so cool, because it's like all the episodes, they connect. But some of the episodes seem like they're side missions in like some video games, you know, where it's like, this isn't the main thing, but you want to help out this guy, and hopefully you can get some extra money or something other, you know. Or he'll tell you where the big bad guy is or whatever. But spoiler for this, of course, at the end of season 2, if you've watched it, and hopefully all of you that are listening right now have watched it, that Luke Skywalker showed up at the last episode. And Grogu, who is Baby Yoda, Luke Skywalker took him and will train him to become a Jedi. Now, that leaves up a lot of questions because we know what happens before the Force Awakens movie, because this takes place after episode 6 and before episode 7. And when the Force Awakens happened was when Kylo Ren, who was Ben Solo, apparently killed all the other trainees at the Luke Jedi Academy. And Grogu apparently was either there or not. But I don't think it would be good storytelling if they did that and set it up to where Grogu has this great arc in The Mandalorian, and then come to find out that he was killed by Kylo Ren all along whenever Luke was training them years later. I just don't think that would be good. That would honestly suck, in my opinion. It was announced, there was an end credit scene at the end of season 2 that showed Boba Fett, who showed up in season 2 of The Mandalorian, which was amazing. I loved that. He was at the end of episode 1, but then he didn't show up until like episode 6 or 7 or whatever, you know, and actually got his armor back, and I'm like, wow, it's Boba Fett. But at the end, he went to Jabba's palace and killed whatever that guy's name is. I don't remember his name. He was with Jabba in episode 6 way back when, but then when Jabba got killed in episode 6, that guy took his place, I guess, and now Boba killed him and wants to take his place. And so it was a show called The Book of Boba Fett, and it will be airing December 21st, 2021. So 12/21/2021 will be The Book of Boba Fett. And I thought that was going to be the next season of Mandalorian, because each episode was chapters. And that's when I was like, oh, the Book of Din Djarin is over, and now it's the Book of Boba Fett. But that's not the way it's going to work. The Book of Boba Fett apparently is its own show, and season 3 of The Mandalorian is going to stay its own show as well. So that's amazing. We're going to get 2 Star Wars shows that are very closely related in the same universe at the same time period as well. At the end of this year, at the end of this year and the beginning of next year. They did say season 3, like I said, early or maybe even mid to late 2022. Because I think it might come on after the Book of Boba Fett does. So they're just going to give us a little bit of a break from The Mandalorian. Because we had season 1, and then nothing for a year. And then season 2, and now we're getting all the Marvel shows. And then the Book of Boba Fett, and then we'll get season 3. Now, I have a lot of predictions that could happen for season 3. I think that because of what happened at the end, the Mandalorian now has the Darksaber. I think that he will help Bo-Katan go back to Mandalore and help reclaim their planet, which Mandalore being the planet of the Mandalorians. I think they'll reclaim it from the Empire. I think they still have it. And they'll take it back from them. What else happened? I think Mace Windu was the man who saved Grogu from the Jedi Temple. It could have been anybody, but I'm not entirely sure who saved him, because they said that Baby Yoda, his name's Grogu, I'll call him Grogu for short. Grogu was saved by some Jedi from the Jedi Temple whenever Order 66 happened. Back when, towards the end of Episode 3, where Anakin Skywalker turned to the dark side and killed all the younglings and all the Jedi in the Jedi Temple. Somebody apparently saved Grogu from the Jedi Temple because Baby Yoda was like 60 years old at the time of the Mandalorian, because he's the same species as Yoda. I think that it could have been Mace Windu. It couldn't have been Luke Skywalker, because he was just born. So, it couldn't have been him. I think it could have been Kenobi. But he's dead now. Because he would have had to save him and then, book it out of there. That could be something, if that was in the Kenobi show, that he went back to the Jedi Temple and saved him. It could have been Yoda, but Yoda went into exile after that. And then Kenobi, basically, as we know of, stayed on Tatooine to protect Luke from the Empire and Vader trying to come kill him or take him to turn him to the dark side. It could have been Senator Organa, who saved Yoda after he fought the Emperor in the Jedi Temple in Episode 3. There's a lot of people it could have been. It could have been the librarian lady from the Jedi Temple. Yeah, she probably saved him. I honestly don't know. Really. It could have, I think it would make sense if they brought back Mace Windu and he was there, because so many people want him to be brought back, because he no doubt lived from the end of Episode 3. And because of what happened in Episode 3 is that he was trying to arrest the Emperor, because he knew that Chancellor Palpatine was Darth Sidious, also known as the Emperor. And he knew that Palpatine was bad, but then Anakin turned to the dark side, cut his hand off, and then he got kicked out of the window and fell into Coruscant, which is the planet they were on. There's no doubt he could have lived. And I think what they should do is that they should show Mace Windu with no hand, of course, trying to make his way back to the Jedi Temple to be like, Anakin turned on everybody, and then he sees everybody dead, but he finds Grogu, and then he can take him away and save him, and then Mace Windu might be dead at this point. I know he'll be a lot older, but he definitely can be somewhere. And there's a lot of people that could have done that. There was a guy named Ezra Bridger, who was a Jedi from the Star Wars Rebels TV show, that it could have been as well. It could have been the guy named Cal Kestis, who was from the video game Jedi Fallen Order, who was a youngling when Order 66 happened, because they showed that in the video game, because his master was killed by the clones turned into stormtroopers. So there's a lot of stuff that could have happened there. That's why I think they should show that somewhere in the Book of Boba Fett. I think what will happen in the book of Boba Fett, for real though, is Boba Fett takes the place of Jabba the Hutt and will hunt down Mace Windu, because Mace Windu killed his father, Jango Fett, way back in episode 2. And then at some point in the book of Boba Fett show, we will get Boba Fett versus Mace Windu. And then that's it. And we'll see. Both of them might die. One of them might die. I'm not real sure. But we'll see what actually happens at that point. And who knows, maybe the Mandalorian might fight Mace Windu, and it'll be the purple lightsaber versus the dark saber. You never know. It's very interesting to think where the shows could go. Like, none of that could all that aside, they could not even bring back Mace Windu, and everything I'm saying is just opinions and predictions and stuff. But honestly, what I'm saying is, like, it makes sense to me. And I think it'd be great if they could bring back Samuel L. Jackson as Mace Windu. I think it'd be awesome. Mace Windu could return in the Obi-Wan series, and he might be killed by Vader in front of Kenobi, because they said that Kenobi might have another duel with Vader in the Kenobi series, meaning that he fought him before episode 4 happened, when they had that terrible lightsaber fight in episode 4, where it was just them. They hit lightsabers like 3 times, and then Vader cut him, and then he just became one with the Force or whatever, just so Luke and Han and all them could get out of there. But I think, that's what I think will happen. Book of Boba Fett will probably him hunting down Mace Windu if he's still alive. I think that would be a great angle for Boba Fett to go to. But speaking of season 3 of The Mandalorian, I think, and what they said might be rumored, is that the Star Wars Legends book called Heir to the Empire, that they may make a Disney Plus movie or series based off that book, because that took place, from what I know of, I don't fully know the story of that book. I've never read the book. I've hardly read any books or any Star Wars books, to be honest. But I think it's after episode 6, and Grand Admiral Thrawn took over after the Emperor was thrown into the Death Star and Darth Vader was killed. So Grand Admiral Thrawn was apparently the one to take over for the Empire, and I honestly think he'll be the next big bad guy in season 3 of The Mandalorian, because he'd be great to finally see in a live-action show. And I think, because Thrawn is a great character from what I've seen, from the little bit I've read about him. And I honestly think he would make a great bad guy for this, because he's in the Mandalorian lore of the show, because they've talked about him. Ahsoka showed up, like that happened too, and she was in one episode, but she showed up and said, "Where's Thrawn?" to the woman she was fighting. So Moff Gideon, who was the main bad guy in season 1 and 2 of The Mandalorian, he works for Grand Admiral Thrawn, and I think Thrawn will definitely show up in the next season, in my opinion. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that could happen because of going into Book of Boba Fett and season 3 of The Mandalorian. Like I said, I want Thrawn to show up. I want Luke to come back, but I want Sebastian Stan to play Luke Skywalker. Sebastian Stan is the actor who played the Winter Soldier in the Marvel movies. I think he will be a greater character, or greater actor to play him, because they used CGI on Mark Hamill to make him look young, which it wasn't bad. Like, it wasn't too terrible. It wasn't, like, god-awful bad, but it wasn't the best, because you can tell. Because it's like, man, Luke did not look his face was not that smooth back in the day, back in the 80s, So, yeah, I think and then they're making the Ahsoka show, so Thrawn may show up in that. So it's like, I think what they're doing with these next shows and movies for Disney Plus, Star Wars, is that they're going to make Thrawn this big bad guy who's going to be the bad guy across different series. So, and which will be fine with me. I don't know how Thrawn dies, because he isn't in the sequels of the Star Wars movies, because they didn't consider him canon in the story. So, I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see what actually happens, though. I'm highly anticipating it. And it'll be amazing to see what happens. So, yeah. So that was my Season 2 review of The Mandalorian. Very good show. You should definitely check it out. Season 2 was better than Season 1. And hopefully all of you will check it out. But like I said, that will wrap up my Season 2 review of The Mandalorian. Now it is time to go into some questions. Of course, you should follow the Toddcast Instagram page. Only on Instagram, no other social media. Follow it at _Toddcast_. Only on Instagram. Only social media platform you can find the Toddcast on. And every so often will be a story posted on Instagram for your questions. So we got one here. Thank you for that. And here we go, going into this question. Would you rather, okay, I'm liking the sound of it so far. Would you rather have a flying carpet or a car that can drive underwater? That's a really good question. Now, are we talking like Aladdin flying carpet or just any carpet that can, or any carpet but it can fly? Because for those of you that never been on a rug before, if you've ever laid on a rug and then somebody picks it up, you kind of weigh it down a little bit in the middle. Like, rugs aren't stiff. Like, some of them are pretty thick. And you can lay in the middle of it, and if it's flying out across there, and the people are going to look up, and they're like, whoa, there's a flying carpet, but there's a man weighing it down in the middle. And they just see like this bulge hanging from the bottom of the carpet, and it's just me up in there. And I'm like, well, hopefully I'm going the right way, because I can't see because I'm sunk down into this thing. But if we're talking like Aladdin flying carpet, that would be nice to fly around, but I feel like under normal circumstances, even though if it was a stiff flying carpet like Aladdin, I'd have to wear like some type of goggles because of the wind, and then bugs and birds that we might hit. Now a car that can drive underwater, if it's like James Bond or Batman or something, where it's like a normal car that drives on the road, and then you go and push a button when you're going up to like the ocean or something. You push a button and fins come out on the side, and then some turbines come up on the back. I would definitely drive that car. Because, like, let's be honest here, more useful thing is flying. Because that's like asking you for a superpower. Would you rather fly or breathe underwater? I'd rather fly, because that's one, saving a lot of gas money. And breathing underwater, how much is that going to come in handy if you don't live anywhere near water or do anything with water, Like if you're like a marine biologist, sure, that'd be amazing. Because then you can breathe underwater, you're not using up oxygen tanks or anything, and you're doing your job. But flying, you can just fly to work, fly to go eat somewhere, fly wherever, and it'd be so much more handy. But in this situation, I would pick the car that drives underwater, because, like, let's say you're trying to, like, impress somebody. Like, let's say you're going on a date with somebody, and then I'm just sitting there, and then I'm like, hey, all right, you ready to go eat? And she's like, yeah, we taking my car or your car? And then you're like, hold on, I got something better in mind. And then you come out there and it's like, bam, we're taking the flying carpet. we're taking the flying carpet to go eat at the warehouse. And then they're like, what? Why? And it's like, honestly, how big is this carpet? Because it's like, the more people you add, even with only 2 people, hopefully this thing don't get weighed down. And I feel like people would freak out if they saw 2 people on a flying carpet going out across the sky. Like, I'd probably get shot down, especially living in America. But like, a car that can drive underwater, there's a lot of beautiful things underwater, because you can be like, hey, let's go. And then you push a button, and then I'm driving a car, push a button, go up under, like out off the coast, off the beach, and we're like, yeah, we're going underwater, we're seeing the reef, the corals, all this kind of stuff. And so, yeah, I would pick car that drives underwater as long as it's also a normal car that can drive on the road. Like if it's just a switch back and forth type car. So I would choose car that can drive underwater. So I have 2 drinks here. Like I said last week, my mom, my sister, and some other members of my family went up to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, and they got me a lot of different drinks to try for the Toddcast, and I got 2 right now. The first one we're going to go with is called Rocket Fizz Cotton Candy. And so it's got pure cane sugar. And if you want to see a picture of them, there's a picture of them on the Toddcast Instagram. That's why you should definitely follow, because you'll be able to see actually the picture of the drinks. I lost my train of thought. You'll actually be seeing a picture of the drinks on there. It will be posted on the Toddcast Instagram story as soon as this episode comes out on Saturday at 7 a.m. Central U.S. time. But Rocket Fizz Cotton Candy. Oh, did you hear that? Sounds nice. That nice pop over the top, you know. Rocket Fizz Cotton Candy. There's cotton candy flavored soda. So I like cotton candy things. I've eaten cotton candy ice cream and it was pretty good. So here we go, Rocket Fizz Cotton Candy. Oh, it smells amazing. Oh my God. Oh, it's not bad, but golly, good Lord, it's got so much sugar. Like, that's just sugar overload. Like, it's a nice pink color, but my God, like, I'm going to try it again. Oh my Lord. Whew. It's not bad, honestly. Oh, it leaves a bad taste in your mouth, though. And reviewing it, giving it a score of anywhere from 0 to 100 with no decimals, Rocket Fizz Cotton Candy, I'm going to give you a solid 60 even. A solid 60 even, meaning just 6-0. Like, this would be something that you would see and be like, I want to try this, and then after you drink it, you're like, I think I'm good. Like, it's not like a vomit that is so bad, you know. It's not bad. It's more good than bad, but whew, I was not expecting that amount of sugar, though, honestly. So, Rocket Fizz Cotton Candy, you got a 60, and the next drink we got is a drink called Dog Drool. It's by the company called Always Ask for Avery's. I think I've had a drink from them too. The top of it says Totally Gross Soda. It's called Dog Drool, but and it's a weird clear color, and it's got bits floating around too. But apparently it says the flavor is actually orange lemon. I like orange and lemon flavored drinks and stuff, so Dog Drool, let's give it a try. Oh my God. Oh my Lord, that is not good. Oh God. I taste the orange too. And it's not helping. I don't know what else they put in there. Like, that's just gross. Oh, Dog Drool, you get like I'm going to give you just 36 outright, because like, I would not try this again. Like, Rocket Fizz Cotton Candy, I may give it like a year and then try it again. But I would not try this. Even if you saw it, you probably would not try this unless you're like really interested that you want to. It's not good. It definitely deserves a 36. Like, it's not very good. I wouldn't try it again. Like I said, it's got bits of orange in it. It's got an orange. You don't taste any of it. Either orange. I did not taste lemon at all. I did taste a little bit hint of orange after I drank it the second time. But good Lord, it is not that good. So, Rocket Fizz Cotton Candy got a 60 and Dog Drool got a 36. So, there's my official rating for those two drinks. So, I think it is now time for the moment you've all been waiting for. The big announcement that I was going to be making on this show. I said this 2 weeks ago that I was going to be giving my Season 2 review of The Mandalorian. Check that off the list. And I'm going to give a big announcement on this show. And my God, why not wait till the end of the show to give all of you the big announcement? So, here it is. The big announcement for the Toddcast that I am giving on this show right now. And this isn't like a tune in next week to find out. And like, that's not what that is. The big announcement is that this is going to be the first episode of the Toddcast that is going to be uploaded to my YouTube channel. That is correct. I, Todd McManus, have officially started my own YouTube channel. I started it a couple days ago, and I'm really excited to see what 2021 has in store for not only the Toddcast, but now for my official YouTube channel. The link will be in the description of this episode, whether you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or any podcast platform. Look down in the description of where it says what I talk about in this episode. Under that will be a link that says youtube.com/channel/ and a bunch of random letters. You tap on that, go to that link, and hit subscribe, and I want you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, what this means is that all episodes that have come out from this past year, episodes 1 through 52, one whole year of episodes, they will stay on the podcast platforms. And every episode from now till whenever I decide not to do a podcast anymore, from now until the future, they will still be available on podcast providers. Like this episode and every episode from here on out will still come out on Saturday, 7 a.m. Central U.S. time. But starting with this episode, I will start uploading episodes of the Toddcast to my YouTube channel on the following Monday at whatever time. I haven't picked, it may be still 7 a.m. Central U.S. time, but I just got to be able to, because it takes work. I can't just say go to YouTube. It actually takes a little bit of work for me to do that. So, but I will be doing that. And for all of you out there that will subscribe to my YouTube channel, I want all of you to just sit back and wait, because there will be extra videos coming out this year that are not the Toddcast on my YouTube channel. I might be doing drink review episodes on the Toddcast or anything else, just for all of you out there that will subscribe to my YouTube channel. So that's how really you can support, tell people about it, and share it with your friends or wherever. But every Monday, so here's a time chart for you. The Toddcast episodes will come out every Saturday at 7 a.m. Central U.S. time, normal time for the Toddcast on podcast platforms. The following Monday, 2 days later, will be when the episode is uploaded to YouTube, and the only thing different is that it won't have the anchor ad in the beginning. That's literally probably the only thing different as of right now. One day in the future, I will be doing a video version, so you might actually get to see me while I'm talking and reviewing drinks for the Toddcast. And then at some point during this year, I will be uploading another video to my YouTube channel, probably during the summer, June or July probably, of that's not the Toddcast. It'll be just like my official YouTube video. But this is not the Toddcast YouTube channel because this is going to be my YouTube channel. So like I said, you can look me up. It's just Todd McManus on YouTube. And the profile picture for me is the Toddcast logo. As of right now, of course, I have no subscribers because I can't subscribe to myself. And nobody else knows about this until now. So, excuse me. So, that's how it's going to go. That was the big announcement, is that I have officially started my own YouTube channel. And like I said, Toddcast Normal on Saturday at 7 a.m. Central. And then it will be uploaded to YouTube on the following Monday, 2 days later. And there will be extra videos for all of you that will be subscribed to my YouTube channel, hopefully in the future. And this is the first episode to be uploaded to the YouTube channel. So, whenever you listen to this, if you're listening to this on a podcast platform, go over and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, hello, welcome to the Toddcast. My name's Todd McManus. Episodes 1 through 52 will not be uploaded to YouTube as of this time. At some point in the future, they might be, but as of right now, they are only going to be available on podcast providers. So if you want to listen to the past year of the Toddcast, you're going to have to go on Apple Podcast or Spotify or any other podcast provider and listen there. But this will be the first official episode uploaded to my YouTube channel. So, thank you, and hopefully all of you will subscribe to my YouTube channel and give it a like and comment, please, too. I got to do the normal thing. Like, comment, and subscribe. And hopefully it'll be a great time. And I see great things in the future for not only the Toddcast, but hopefully my YouTube career as well. So, and also it's like a big day for me because the first episode of the Toddcast came out on January 11th, 2020. And the first episode of the Toddcast that will be uploaded on my YouTube channel will be January 11th, 2021. So it's starting to come full circle. So there you go. So as always, please rate and subscribe and follow the Toddcast on Instagram for updates. Like I said before, at @_Toddcast_, only on Instagram. Tell your friends and tell your family to give it a listen. And don't forget to look down in the description right now and go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. And hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Thank you all for listening, whether you're on podcast providers or on my YouTube channel right now. Thank you all for listening. And if you want to know what's going to happen next week, well, I guess you're just going to have to tune in to find out. Only on the Toddcast.